Hi, Al again for some more tips on how to do stuff. How would you like some lovely designs like this on your plain glass? This unbelievably is just plain glass. This has all been put on after the event. If you like the style of all this, I mean I love it. Jan's going to show you how to do this one. I'm going to film Jan. She's going to show you because she done all this work and not me. I'm just showing you how it can look if you want to take it on. It's a very easy job and we're going to show you how.
Okay, you're going to need some paintbrushes. You're going to need some glass paint, and you can buy that from any craft shop. This cost me $3.49. I've got the 4 colours. If you want other colours, you can mix them together just like you would with primary colours. You need a tape measure, a marking pen, spirit level, and the important thing of all, your lead. Now the lead has got a self-adhesive back to it. And I'm going to show you how to put it onto this window here. This window's plain. I don't actually want it on here, but I'm going to show you how to get the effect in the corners and the swirly patterns that are on our front door. First of all, I'm going to measure from the edge of the window frame. On my main front door, I did it 2.5 inches. On the smaller panel at the side, I did it 2. So it depends on what you want around the edge. I like the frame around the edge. So I'm going to measure up 2.5 inches. And I've got my black marker, and it's just like you measure anything out. You measure up 2.5 inches, put your line, 2.5 inches, put your line, 2.5 inches, put your line, and then I'm going to use the spirit level. In this case I've got a nice long one, and it should be right because I've measured it correctly, but I've obviously got the spirit level underneath, and I can check that the bubble's in the middle. And that's my line. Okay, I don't know if you can see that very well, but the line is there. Okay, then measure how much lead I want, which is 40. For the purpose of this, I'm not going to cut off a long length of lead. I'm just going to show you this corner, how I use it. And the most important tool you're going to need, which I haven't mentioned, is one of these. Got a pointy end, and it's got a beveled in piece here, and this piece is very important when it comes to putting on the lead. Another important thing I forgot to mention was the scissors. Okay, so just for the purpose of this, I'm just going to cut off a small amount because I want you to see how it works. Peel the back off. It's a bit tricky. Decide whether you want it above or below, but whatever you do, keep it uniform. So if you're going to go above or below, decide what you're going to do. Put your tape, your lead on, trying as hard as you can to keep it level. This would go all the way along, but I don't actually want to use the lead all the way along here. This is just a demonstration. I would normally do it all the way across, and the next piece I would do would be coming all the way down. But for the purpose of this, I want to show you, you've used the beveled part and you push down on there, and that sticks it to the glass. Now if you think it's not quite level, you can push it down a little bit, move it up. Do it when you've just started. You can see I'm just moving that up a little bit. Do it when you've started and it's not too difficult to move. You can always get your spirit level out and double check that it is dead level, because trust me, if it isn't, afterwards when you stand back from it, it will drive you mad if it's not quite level. I'm going to cut another small piece off. This is just to show you how this works. Again, I'm just going to measure in 2 inches, 2.5 inches. The more lines you put for your marker, the better it is. Again, what I would have done is gone all the way up the window. I would have measured the length of the window, but I just want you to see how this works, how you get the effect of the corner. Remembering that I've come in on this line, I'm going to come in on this line as well. making sure it's dead straight. Stand back and look at it, trust your eye, because if it's not right it will drive you mad. You can at this point, if you think I've made a terrible mistake, peel it back off. There is no problem. Then this is your tool you need, and this is where you need to go over it. And when you get to where it goes across, where the two cross over, you need to really work on it. And you can use the pointed bit to get that nice finished edge. And that way when you clean your windows, it will not pull off. Again, on the bottom bit there, you need to push it down so you get a nice join with the corner. Okay, now this one here is exactly like I've just shown you on our bathroom window, but obviously I've put the lead all the way down, I've taken it all the way across and down to make this frame. And then I've measured out at intervals because I wanted to have this going across so I could separate it and then get my coloured paint, my glass paint, and I've painted each panel a different colour. And that is how you get that effect for the front door. In order to get this effect around here, I've made this smaller because the glass was smaller than the front door. It looked better to me. That was trial and error. I just kept on putting the lead up, taking it off, putting it up, taking it off. This here, I drew on to get my arch like this. And then I just carried on, just adding to it to make the pattern that I wanted. I subdivided this and then I added a little bit. So I just got it as churchy looking as I could do. Now I want to show you how I got this so it doesn't stand out as much as these thick black lines. So I've got a piece of lead, and in order to get this is the width of the lead here going all the way across. But in order for this to look as effective as it does, I've simply cut it down and then cut it in half or in thirds, depending. So you can imagine you've got this piece of lead here and it's thinner. So therefore when you put that's not very straight, but it would be straight obviously. But when you put it on, you get the division and you can divide it wherever you want to. This is my design. I don't mind anybody copying it. I have no problems with that. Another way you can do it if you can get to the outside of the glass is of course to draw your picture on and then go outside and stick it on the outside and you can literally trace over it. Now in order to get this swirly bit here, this has got to be cut even smaller, so quite thin in fact. Out of this one length I'll probably get about 4 twirly pieces. And you can see it's naturally wanting to curl as I do it. So I'll show you on here, because I don't mind, so I should just take it back off. Imagine I've done that. I want to create this twirly bit. Just pop it on, just gently. Your hands will probably be hot, so it might not always want to stick. We just keep on taking it round, taking it round, taking it round, pushing it on. And sometimes your hands are better than the tool that we used before, but you can just run that tool around the outside, but sometimes your fingernails are actually better because it's so thin now, and that way you get this sort of effect. Once you've created your pattern, then you can colour it whatever colours you want. Here I've done some little droplets, coloured them different colours. I had another panel coming across here. The design's yours, it's a creative market. Do whatever you want. This one here I've subdivided it 2 or 3 times. That was just the effect I wanted. So there you are. If you want to get this lovely effect, you need some lead, you need the tool, you need some glass paint and paintbrushes and a spirit level. Thank you.